The Adventures of Sodor, Episode 56, Clay Pit's Trouble. The miniature gauge engines had now been relocated to the clay pits where Bill, Ben, Timothy and Marion work. And just like how the miniature gauge mines were, they do still work there to collect the ballasts, but that's all they work there for now. But in case you were thinking this would break some of the plot lines with them, but still, now the clay pits were also finding new materials. Mainly, the new materials being found were mainly rubies and emeralds. They were very now common, and the clay pits as more was being found every day. The engine who would often be shunting these would be Timothy, and the ones who would be often excavating them would be Marion. "Okay, you five," said Timothy one day. Me and Marion will have to be heading over to Ellsworth for the day," said Timothy. As the rails there are a bit slippery after a rainstorm that happened there yesterday," said Timothy. "So we'll be needing to help out there. So hopefully I can trust you, Bill and Ben, and you miniature engines to help. Is that clear?" said Timothy. "Yes, it is," said Bill and Ben. "Oh, and Mike, me and Rex have to," said Bert. Me and Bert," said Rex. "We have to help out on the actual railway. As you see, they're needing more passenger loads, as there's not many passenger trains going on right now, since the railway's been focused in this part of the island for our railway. If that's okay, Mike," said Rex. "Oh, it is," said Mike. "I know how to handle these trucks." "Marvellous," said Timothy. "Come on, Marion," said Timothy. "Okay, wanna play a game of guess what's in my shovel on the way?" said Marion. "Sorry, Marion, we can't really do that, and that would be a bit dangerous," said Timothy. "Oh, okay," said Marion. So Marion steamed off with Timothy. Mike backed up to Rex and Bert to wish them good luck. "Good luck, Rex and Bert," said Mike. "Good luck to you, Mike," said Rex. "Good luck, Mike," said Bert. "Also Mike," said Bert. "Yes, Mike." "Yes," said Mike. "Boko won't be coming back today, as since he's having to pull a goods train and has stops to do on Edward's branch line. So don't expect Boko to be back anytime soon," said Bert. "Okay," said Mike. "For now," said Bert, you will have to keep Bill and Ben in order, since you and Bill and Ben will be the only engines on at this part of the island today," said Bert. "Okay," said Mike. "Anyways, bye-bye, Mike," said Bert, and he steamed off. "Yes, bye, Mike," said Rex, and he steamed off. Said Bill and Ben. "Hey, Mike," said Bill. "Oh, hello, Bill," said Mike. "So, Bill, how are you today? I see you're very clean," said Mike. "Hello," said Ben. "Hello, Ben, I see you got your glasses on." "Yes, I thought it was reaching summer, since it's all clay-like here, and I can't really tell, and it's all sandy, so I'll have my driver make me some sunglasses," said Ben. "Oh, you are funny," said Mike. "Say, Mike, may you allow us to pull the emerald and ruby train today?" said Bill. "I'm sorry, Bill and Ben," said Mike, but that train's reserved to me today. I'll have to be putting them in these trucks I have, or smaller versions of those standard gauge, like flatbed trucks you use, says Mike. Oh, come on, please, tell us why, Mike, says Bill. I'm sorry, Bill and Ben, says Mike. It's just, you're a little bit what, said Bill. Excuse me for saying this, but you're a little bit reckless, said Mike. Reckless, said Ben. We're not reckless, said Bill. The answer I was expecting, said Mike. We're totally not reckless, are we, Ben, said Bill. Yes, we're totally not reckless, said Ben. Suit yourself. But I'm going to still be taking the train, says Mike. Yes, and how many trucks could you pull? Oh right, only 3, said Bill. And we could pull like 20, said Ben. Oh, but that still doesn't matter. Safety comes before danger, said Mike. And safety is first, instead of time. What if we derailed? While it would become late, we might have our drivers hurt or firemen hurt so much we couldn't carry on the journey even if we did get derailed and were still able to drive, said Mike. We can drive ourselves, you know, Mike, said Bill. I know, said Mike, but it's much more dangerous, which is why not many to all engines have ever attempted it, said Mike. Oh, said Ben. Just leave the experienced to pull the trains, said Mike. Says the engine who is always grumpy, said Bill. I heard that, said Mike. Oh no, it's mad, Ben, said Bill. Mike, however, kept his promise. He would just still pull the Emerald and Ruby trains. He knew Bill and Ben could not be trusted. And Bill and Ben, well, they were collecting the rubies and emeralds for Mike to take. Later that day, Mike was taking a nap after all the trains he took. And well, Bill and Ben came up to Mike. Psst, said Bill. What is it, said Ben. I have an idea, said Bill. What is it, said Ben. You know how small and fragile he is, right, said Bill. Well, yes, you're not meaning what I'm thinking you're meaning, are you, said Ben. To run him over, said Bill. You do know you'll probably get scrapped for it, said Ben. Oh, come on, he's not even using any of our rails, but it would just be his cab that would get taken off, and maybe his funnel, it could be easily repaired, said Bill. Okay, if you say so, said Ben, but if you get put into trouble, said Ben, then you are going to take the entire blame, and I'm not taking any of it, said Ben. Okay, said Bill. So Bill came up to Ben and came up to Mike. 3, 2, 1, and Bill ran over Mike. Oh, said Mike, as Bill carried on steering along the line, and soon came back to Ben. We did it, Ben, said Bill. Then Mike looked at himself. My funnel, my whistle, my dough, my cab, said Mike. Where have they gone? Oh, said Bill. Well, we tried to give you a new haircut. Yes, that's what we tried to do, said Bill. You ran over me, didn't you, said Mike. Yes, said Bill. I'm glad I'm as small as I am, said Mike. The damage could have been much more serious if I was just slightly bigger, said Mike. Okay, we're sorry, Mike, said Bill. If you say so, you tried to do this just so you could pull the Emerald and Ruby train, couldn't you, said Mike. Yes, said Bill. Well, Bill, I guess you really want to pull the train, but that does not mean you can damage an engine just so you can pull it, okay? Said Mike. Okay, said Bill. Secretly, Bill was still not happy that Mike would still be able to pull the train. Later that day, after Mike took some more trains, he was taking a nap under the chute. Bill and Ben wouldn't let him sleep in the sheds, due for this reason. You ready, Ben? Said Bill. Don't tell me you're gonna put slates on him, are you? Said Ben. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. In 3, 2, 1, said Bill. No, wait, said Ben. Beep, beep, said Bill, as Mike slowly woke up. Said Mike. Slate came falling down onto him. Ah, said Mike. What's going on? Said Bill. Bill, once Timothy gets back, I'm gonna tell him about what you've done here today, said Bill. Said Mike. Uh-oh, said Bill. And then Bill and Ben heard a sound that struck fear into them. Oh no, Timothy's back, said Bill. Hide, said Ben. But it was too late. And then they heard Rex and Bert's whistle. They're also back, said Mike. Rex and Bert came thundering in and saw Mike covered in slate without his cap, dome or funnel. Mike, what's happened? Said Rex. Well, you see, said Mike. And then Timothy came with Marion, and he saw what Bill and Ben had done. Bill and Ben, what have you done? Said Timothy. Said Bill. Run, said Ben. As Marion came, she played Guess What's in My Trouble. Guess What's in My Trouble, Timothy? Said Marion. No, said Timothy. Why? Said Marion. It's just slate, sand, clay pits, rocks and clay, said Marion. I know it would be that, Marion, but that's not the time right now, said Timothy. Why? Said Marion as she dumped the sand, rocks and clay away. Look, Mike, said Timothy. Oh my, said Marion. Everyone was staring at Mike. They saw how damaged he was. This is unsuitable, said Timothy. Now who's gonna do our trains here, said Rex. I know one engine, says Marion. I saw her at Osborne when I first went there, said Marion. Oh, said Timothy. I know she was not like working here, says Marion. Uh-oh, said Timothy. What? I am not doing it! Oh, come on, Secret of Arsdale. Mike needs some repairs, said Rex. I told you I'm not doing it, said Secret of Arsdale. Please, said Marion. If you do, you can get back to passenger duties more faster, said Marion. Okay, fine, I'll work here, but that does not mean I'm going to complain about it, said Cigarette. Okay, Cigarette. That's enough. Can someone please get me to Victor, said Mike. Well, Victor can't come to you and you can't go to Victor, Mike. I think you're stuck at the moment, said Rex. Oh dear, said Mike. This is not good, said Mike. In a couple in a couple of days, Mike was repaired, and Sigrid, well, she did not have a good time, but I might make that another story.